Okay, Namaskaram, and welcome to Prabandhams and Stotrams. We are in the concluding part of periyAzhvAr Tirumari padigam 1.6, tanmugattu. We have covered 9 pasurams. We just have 1 pasuram remaining. And this padigam, as you know by now, is a Yashoda Bhavam padigam, specifically dealing with Ambuli Paruvam, where little Krishna is old enough to want to play with the moon, Ambuli. So we will finish that remaining pasuram today, and then we will move on to another topic after a very short pause. Okay, so what I would like to do is, as usual, I would like to start with a prayer to Emperman, which is a personal prayer of mine, and written in a poetry form, and then we will do the Taniyans together. Arvargal Acharyar Arulayu Ulaginile, Varvargal Tamidaye Parapidave Alvane, Nyalatil Anuvin Sirum Adiudayu Erek, Kalatil Arulayo Karmugile. The saint composer's grace, and yes, preceptors too, to spread it far and wide, O Lord who rules his soul. Alas, his wisdom small, an atom sure to shame. Your blessing won't you give, O cloud that bears the rain. Okay, now we'll start with the Podutaniyans. So we will do the Podutaniyans and then the periyAzhvAr Tirumari Taniyans. And then what I will do is I will stop there, and then the pasurams, the 10 pasurams, we will do them together after I have covered the last pasuram. So that way we can do all the 10 at a stretch. And it's always more satisfying when you do them all in one stretch. Okay, so the Pudutaniyan. So let's start with. Let me get the right Shruti. Ramanuja Daya Patram Jnana Vairagya Bhushanam Srimad Venkatanatharyam Vande Vedanta Deshikam Sri Shailesha Daya Patram Dhi Bhaktyadi Gunarnavam Yatindra Pravanam Vande Ramya Jamataram Munim Lakshmi Natha Samarambham Nathayamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Yo Nityamachyuta Padambuja Yugma Rukma Vyamohatastaditarani Trinaya Mene Asmad Guror Bhagavatosya Dayaika Sindho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye Mata Pita Yuvatayastanaya Vibhuti Sarvam Yadeva Niyamena Madanvayanam Adyasya Nakulapaterva Kulabhiramam Srimad Tadangri Yugalam Pranatatmami Mudna Bhutam Sarasya Mahadahvaya Bhattanata Shri Bhakti Sara Kulashekara Yogi Vahana Bhaktangri Renu Parakala Yatindra Mishran Srimad Parankusha Munim Pranatosmi Nityam. The periyAzhvAr Tirumari Taniyans. Guru Mukham Anadhitya Praha Vedana Sheshan Narapadi Parikluptam Shulkam Adatu Kamaha Shashuram Amara Vandyam Ranganathasya Sakshat Dvijakula Tilakam Tam Vishnu Chittam Namami Minnar Tadamadul Sur Villibuttur Enrorugal Sunnar Karar Kamalam Sudinom Munnar Kiriyaruttan Enduraitom Kirmayinit Serum Variaruttom Nenjame Vandu பாண்டியன் கொண்டாட பட்டர் விரான் வந்தான் என்று ஈண்டிய சங்கம் எடுத்தூத வேண்டிய வேதங்களோதி விரைந்து கிழியறுத்தான் பாதங்கள் யாமுடைய பற்று. So after this come the pasurams, but as I said, we will do them towards the end after I have covered the remaining pasuram. So let me go to that final remaining pasuram. Okay, this is pasuram number 10. This is the Phala Shruti pasuram. This tells you what good will accrue to you if you chant this padigam. And of course, we really shouldn't need this in order to chant the padigam, because there's beauty in this padigam, and of course there's bhakti in this padigam. So anyway, the phalan is that people who recite this padigam, they will have no difficulties in their lives, says periyAzhvAr. So so far we have seen that the talk was being done by Yashoda, and so all the first 9 pasurams were in the voice of Yashoda, but the Phala Shruti pasuram is of course not in her voice. Okay, so it's periyAzhvAr talking in his own voice, and the summary of this pasuram goes something like this. Lady Yashoda, she has very beautiful wide eyes. Of course, she's a very pretty woman, and the kohl she has applied on her eyes, that they are very prominent, and it's almost as if it has spread all over her eyes from constantly looking at her kohl complexioned son. Remember that Krishna is a dark complexioned child, and so it's almost as if by looking at that dark complexioned child, that darkness has kind of permeated in her eyes, and it has made the kohl spread, the kanmai has spread. So it's almost as if the eye as a whole is looking black, and very beautifully black, and that's what periyAzhvAr is saying. And then the pasuram he also goes on to say, on behalf of her glorious Kuttan. Kuttan, of course, is the very affectionate word that she used in one of the earlier pasurams. So on behalf of her glorious Kuttan, she has uttered these sublime pasurams in support of his request to Ambuli to come play with him, and also, you know, in motherly love, in a demonstration of motherly love. So that's one of the most beautiful things about this Yashoda Bhavam in general, and also this Ambuli Paruvam in particular. And then this Sri periyAzhvAr, the author of this padigam, of the bright and illustrious city of Srivilliputtur, has cast this conversation in very sweet and wonderful Tamil. That's what the pasuram itself says. And those who can recite this padigam in whatever manner, whether they sing it or whether they chant it or whatever, in whatever manner, they will have no difficulties in their lives at all. So that is the phalan from chanting this padigam. So we can now do the padavurai, the word by word meaning. Maitadam kanni Yashodai tan maganukku. So kanni, the one with the eyes. What kind of eyes? Tadam kanni, that is wide eyes. And my tadam kanni. So the eyes that are decorated with that kohl, the kanmai. So that's what Yashoda is, Yashodai. So the Yashoda who has those wide eyes, which are beautified by that kohl. Tan maganukku, to her, or for her son's sake. Tan maganukkaga. So tan maganukku here means tan maganukkaga, for her son's sake. Ivai vattana solli, that is, she has said these supportive words. So vattana solli, vattana means in support of. So she has said these supportive words, because after all, remember that Krishna was inviting Ambuli to come and play with his hands. And of course, that's when Yashoda joins in and she does all the conversation. So ivai vattana solli, so saying these supportive words. Uraitha matram. Uraitha means what she uttered. Matram means refers to the pasurams here. So the pasurams that she uttered in this padigam. So so it more or less describes what the padigam is. It was the voice of Yashoda that was speaking. She was speaking on behalf of her son. She was speaking in support of her son, and that's what the pasurams are. Now a word about the author of the padigam, Oli Puttur. So Oli Puttur, Puttur refers to Sri Puttur. So Vittagan Vittuchittan. Vittuchittan is a Tamil version of the name Vishnu Chittan, which describes periyAzhvAr. And Vittagan means the learned one, so the scholar. So the learned one or the scholar Vishnu Chittan of Sri Puttur. So the Oli means light. So in this case, it means the bright and glorious Sri Puttur's learned one, Vishnu Chittar. So you can think of this Oli as either referring to Sri Puttur, or you can think of it as referring to that learned one, Sri Vishnu Chittar. Viritta means Virivaha Chonna, it elaborated Tamil. So he has elaborated that experience of Yashoda talking to the Ambuli in support of her son. Viritta, she has elaborated that in Tamil. That is, periyAzhvAr has elaborated that in Tamil. Ivai yettanayum solla vallavarku. Yettanayum means evvarahinam, in whatever manner, whether it's in the form of chanting, whether it's in the form of singing or anything else. Ivai yettanayum solla vallavarku, those who are capable of saying it. Idar illaye. Idar means difficulties, hardships, etc. Idar illaye. So they will have no difficulties in their lives. Okay. So it's a very simple palastuti pasuram, as all palastuti pasurams in general are. So I'm not going to elaborate this pasuram. And instead, what I will do is I'll just go on to give the poetic translation of it, and then we'll chant it. So the poetic translation is here. And that kohl on her eyes that are wide makes Yashoda so pretty and fine, and with love so supreme for her son, that's a mother's exclusive, she spoke. That parenthetical expression qualifies the love of a mother. That is, only a mother can show so much love. That's exactly what it means. That's a mother's exclusive, she spoke. And the learned great son of Puttur, he has captured this Vishnu Chittan in fine Tamil, and those who recite will encounter no trouble in life. So that's the translation of the Palastuti Pasuram. So let's try to chant it. So as usual, I will chant it phrase by phrase. After I chant a phrase once, the second time I chant it, you chant along with me, and then we will chant the whole Pasuram together. So now the phrase by phrase. Maittadanganni, Maittadanganni, யசோதைதன் மகனுக்கு யசோதைதன் மகனுக்கு இவையொத்தன சொல்லி இவையொத்தன சொல்லி உரைத்த மாற்றம் உரைத்த மாற்றம் ஒளிபுத்தூர் வித்தகன் விட்டு சித்தன் ஒளிபுத்தூர் வித்தகன் விட்டு சித்தன் விரித்த தமிழிவை விரித்த தமிழிவை எத்தனையும் சொல்ல வல்லவர்க்கு எத்தனையும் சொல்ல வல்லவர்க்கு இடரில்லையே இடரில்லையே. Okay, so now we'll chant the whole pasuram together. This pasuram is meant to be chanted twice. We will do that when we do all the 10 pasurams together. But just for the purpose of this chanting, we will just chant this pasuram once together. So chant it with me. Maittadanganni, யசோதைதன் மகனுக்கு இவையொத்தன சொல்லி உரைத்த மாற்றம் ஒளிபுத்தூர் வித்தகன் விட்டு சித்தன் விரித்த தமிழிவை எத்தனையும் சொல்ல வல்லவர்க்கு இடரில்லையே. Okay, so that concludes the last pasuram of this padigam. So what remains to be done is a summary and wrap up. So the summary and wrap up, I think there are a couple of things that I personally take away from this padigam. One is the love of a mother. So that's the number one thing, a mother's love. And so regardless of who the child is, so the fact that Krishna is the child, that comes separately. So the mother's love, regardless of who the child is, that is portrayed very beautifully in this padigam. And secondly, the fact that the child happens to be Krishna or Emperman, it adds an additional layer of beauty to this padigam. So those are the two things that make this padigam very, very beautiful. So what I'm going to do is talk on the first aspect, the mother's love, which has been portrayed beautifully. And then as we continue, we will also talk about the second aspect, that is the Krishna being the child. Now, there's a Tirukkural which says, Tandai Maharkattrum Nandri. I don't have that Tirukkural here because I didn't have the space, but it's a short one. Tandai Maharkattrum Nandri. Avayattu Mundi Iruppachaya. So it talks about the responsibility of a father, but you can extend it to say it's a responsibility of a mother as well. So it essentially says that the responsibility of a parent is to give the best education possible. Avayattu mundi iruppachaya. Avay means a sabha of learned ones. So in the sabha of learned ones, mundi iruppachaya, the son should be the foremost one, the very first one. So in other words, essentially Thiruvalluvar is saying in that Tirukkural that the responsibility of a parent is to give the best possible education to their son. Now here, Yashoda takes it one step further. It's not just best education, it's the best experience. If the child is playing, he should have the best toys. So of course, what can be a greater toy than this Ambuli, right? So that's the idea. So it's really Tirukkural carried one step beyond, going from the best education to the best experience. So what I have done is we have learned this padigam over multiple weeks. So you may not remember the beauty of all the pasurams at this time, because some of them were several weeks ago. So what I've done is I've collected some key phrases from several pasurams, and I've also categorized them as to what they convey. Some of them convey a mother's love beautifully. Some of them convey a mother's pride. And some of them, in some cases, she addresses the Ambuli's ahankaram. And she talks about her pain, if this child suffers any pain at all. And there's also some phrases that are admonitions or that show righteous indignation of the mother, etc. And sometimes she flatters the moon, so hoping that he would relent and then come play with Krishna. And sometimes when that doesn't happen, when the moon doesn't relent, when Ambuli doesn't relent, she tries to shame him. She tries to lay the guilt on him. She tries to make explicit and implicit and explicit threats. So she does all of this. So I'll just go through some key phrases so that you can appreciate all the things that this wonderful mother has tried to do. So she says, Yen siru kuttan yanakko innamudu, she says. So there are two things that are beautiful in this. One is that affectionate word, kuttan. So my kutti papa, that is more or less what it says here. Yanakku or innamudu. Innamudu means sweet nectar, but or innamudu means the one and only. There's nothing that is equal to that. So I don't care about anybody else in this world as much. This is the one that I care about the most. So that's exactly what a mother feels towards a child, no matter how ordinary that child, right? Yanakku or innamudu. That unique, one and only, unequaled sweet nectar. And then so that it shows the mother's love very beautifully. The choice of words does it very beautifully. And then she says, Purdi alaihinran, ni inge no kipo. Look at what my son is doing. So she talks about it as if her son is doing something wonderful. But what is he doing? Just is Purdi alaihinran. He's playing with fine sand. Now, that's something that every child would do, right? It's not exactly something that is worth bragging about, but then a mother would brag about anything that her child does, and that's what I find beautiful in this. Purdi alaihinran, ni inge noki po. Evvalavu alaga purdi alairan pathiya, ni vandu paaru ambuli. That's what she is saying. Okay, but of course, at a deeper level, she is saying, the world that he created, he is playing with it. Isn't that wonderful? Come take a look at it. And then in another place, these are numbers of the pasurams from which these phrases have been taken. Malalai mutrada ilam sollalo. Unbelieve unoda malalai, en kuladaiyoda malalai evlavu alaga irukku pathiya, evlavu sweet ah irukku pathiya. So she's so proud of the malalai, the babble of the child, and that's very beautiful as well. And then she goes on to say, Sirumayin vaarthayai maavali idai chendruke. Look at the pride with which she says that. You think he is puny, you think he is tiny and puny. So you have to hear his exploits. Sirumayin vaarthayai. So the exploits of this youngster. Okay, I know that you are scorning him. Just go ask Mahabali, right? That's what she says. Look at the pride with which she says that. But of course, when Emperman is your child, you can say anything about that child, and that will not be an exaggeration. That will be true. But of course, in the case of this Mahabali, whatever she's saying is true. Mahabali didn't say, certainly underestimated the ability of the Vamana that he was dealing with. And that's exactly what Yashoda is saying. Sirumayin vaarthayai maavali idai chendruke. If you think he is puny, just go and ask Mahabali, who just like you underestimated him, and he will tell you reams and reams of stories. So look at the pride behind those words, right? And then she's also saying, Yettanai seiyilum en magan mugam nerovai. Ambuli நீ ரொம்ப அழகா தான் இருக்க, உன்னை சுத்தி ஒளிவட்டம்லாம் நிறைய இருக்கு. பட் ஆனா ஒன்னு சொல்றேன் கேளு, நீ எவ்வளவுதான் உன்னை அழகு பண்ணிண்டாலும் சரி, என்னோட பையனோட முகத்து அழகு இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதுக்கு நீ ஒரு நாளைக்கு நீ ஈக்குவல் ஆக மாட்ட, சமமாக மாட்டாய். No matter how much you beautify yourself, you will never equal the beauty of my son's face. So she's trying to put Ambuli in his place. She's trying to address Ambuli's ahamkaram. So look at the various things that she's trying to do in this pasuram. And then she says in one place, Kaitalam novame Ambuli, kadidodiva Ambuli, என் பையனுக்கு குட்டி பிஞ்சு கையது, அவன் ரொம்ப நேரமா அவனை கூட்டுன்னு இருக்கான், அவனுக்கு கை வலிக்குமோ இல்லையோ, அதனால அந்த கை வலிக்காம இருக்கிறதுக்காண்டி சீக்கிரமே வந்துரும் Ambuli. Because you see, I cannot tolerate my little child's pain. There's a Bharatiyar song, Ambuli, Un kannil neer valindal en nenjil udiram kottudadi. That is very true of my feelings towards my son as well. If his eyes shed any tears, if his eyes bleed tears, my heart will bleed blood. And of course, if his pinju kaigal, if they start hurting, my heart will start hurting as well. Therefore, Kaitalam novame Ambuli kadidodua. It tells you how much a mother feels for a child's pain, right? That's a feeling that all of us can relate to, regardless of the fact that our children are just ordinary mortals, right? Okay. And then there are places where she gives admonitions, or she shows a righteous indignation to Ambuli. Manjil marayade. Don't go hiding behind the cloud as if you've not heard me, as if you've not seen us. I know all of your tricks. Chalam seyyade. Don't do any deceptions on me, okay, on my child. Balagan endru paribavam seyyel. Don't make fun of him. Don't mock him, saying that he's puny. He's just a little boy. Siriyan Yendriyan Yeram Singatta Yegarel. Don't make fun of him like he's a small one, he's a small child. And even when she says that, she says he's a shingam. Keep in mind that he's a shingam, he's a lion cub. And then, like I explained it last time, he's a lion in more than one sense. He's a lion in terms of how brave he is, and he's also a lion in the sense of the Narasimha avataram that was an intimate part of. So you can see the righteous indignation of the mother when her son is slighted. How many of us can very easily relate to that, right? If the village bullies our child, we as parents, our mother, our father, we will go and confront that village bully. And we will tell him exactly this, Balagan endru paribavam seyyel, Siriyan endren ilam singatta yegarel, etc. These are all phrases that we can very easily relate to. And then, of course, the fact that the child is not an ordinary child, there are many things that Yashoda can say that we cannot say about our child. All in nilai valarnda sirukkan avan. So remember that the child that swallowed the entire universe for the sake of protecting it during pralayam, and then lay cozily on that tiny banyan leaf. You remember that child, Ambuli? Well, that child is none other than this child that you are seeing right near me. Alin nilai valarnda sirukkan avan. So that's very beautiful. The fact you can say such a glorious thing about a child that is only able to crawl and that is not even able to speak at this time. So remember that throughout this whole padigam, little Krishna is a very silent spectator. And then that's one of the most beautiful things about this padigam, because you see, who's the one? He is the one. Emperuman is the one who gave us language, who gave us the ability to talk, who gave us the ability to communicate, and he gave us the ability for speech. And what is he doing? He's letting his mother do all the talking. He is very silently and perhaps with some amusement, he's watching this whole dialogue take place between his mother and Ambali, right? So there's this verse from Kambaramayana, the Kadavul Varthu pasuram from Kambaramayana. உலகம் யாவையும் தாமுளவாக்கலும் நிலைபெறுத்தலும் நீக்கலும் நீங்களா அலையிலா விளையாட்டு உடையான் அவன் தலைவன். You see, he's responsible for creating the world. He's responsible for sustaining the world. He's responsible for destroying the world and recreating the world. So these are all plays from, these are all விளையாட்டுகள் for you. உலகம் யாவையும் தாம் உளவாக்கலும் நிலைபெறுத்தலும் நீக்கலும் நீங்களா அழகிலா விளையாட்டு. Apart from that, அழகிலா அளவிட முடியாதபடியான விளையாட்டுகள். And even this is one of his விளையாட்டுs. You know, he is watching very playfully as his mom goes to bat for him and does a battle, a verbal battle with this Ambali. So that's one of the most beautiful things about this padigam. I chose this padigam particularly because Krishna is still, there's a lot of innocence in him. He's not the mischievous child that he will turn out to be in later parts of Yashoda Bhavam. And of course, she also refers to him as Sridharan, because he's Sri's consort. Again, and then she says, she tries to flatter the Ambali by saying, Pugar Mamadi, oh, so beautiful, big, glorious moon, Sutrum, Udivattam, Surundu, Jodi Parandangum. You look very beautiful with all the light that you throw around yourself, that big halo that you have, you're all very beautiful, etc. So that all the Samadhana, Veda, Dandas, they say she tries to use as many of those techniques as possible to realize the objective of getting Ambali to come down and play with her son. And then, but then when Ambali does not respond, she tries to shame him and she tries to lay the guilt on him. Ninmuham kannula agil, on mugatla kannun onnu irukka illiya. That's what she says. Ninmuham kannula agil, nee inge nokki po, she says. On mugatla, if you don't come and see him, people are going to think that you are blind. And another thing, Ambali, the reason, the raison d'etre for all of our organs, you know, be they eyes or ears or mouth or whatever, that their sole reason for existence is to enjoy Emperuman. So if you don't look at Emperuman, the purpose, the eyes are not serving the purpose for which they were intended. Ninmukham kannula agil. And then she also tries to shame him by saying, Makkal peradam aladanallayel va. Are you one who doesn't have a child of his own? One who is not able to appreciate the beauty of a child? Purayila ahade ninsevi. Are you deaf? Don't you have a hole where the ear ought to be? Did Brahma forget to put that in you? Unda mulaipal aragandai. Look, my child, he had breast milk and he needs to play in order for it to digest. And if it doesn't digest, it's going to have this colicky feeling, indigestion, undamulaipal aragandai, and that will be painful for him. And guess who will be responsible? You will be responsible, Ambali. Do you want to be responsible for that? Do you want to take responsibility for putting an innocent young child to such discomfort? And then when none of that is working, she's giving implicit threats. He's a chakra kayan. He has the chakra in his hand. Thandoda chakram sangam endum tadakkayan. Well, I was wrong. It's not just the chakram. He also has the mace and he also has the bow in his hands. And then explicit threats. And after all, at the time of the Vamana Avataram, he reached as far as the Satyalogam. How long would it take for him to just grab you? You're not as far as, you know, Satyalogam, for example. If he gets angry. There's absolutely no doubt. He'll throw the chakra at you and he will destroy you the same way he destroyed Shishupala, the same way he destroyed Banasura, etc. Vara urdiye. It's a very beautiful phrase. If you have உனக்கு உயிரின் மேல் ஆசை இருந்தால் வாழ உறுதியேல் மாமதி மகிழ்ந்தோடிவா. That's an explicit threat. If you want to live humbly, please come running. Okay, so the threats go from implicit to explicit. So it's a very beautiful padigam, and as I said, Emperor remains a silent spectator throughout, and you almost forget him in this conversation. So, but every time you read a pasuram from this padigam, you should remember that Emperor is listening to this, and he's probably smiling in his within himself, because the power that he gave us to talk, that power is being put to use, but the one who gave us that power remains absolutely silent throughout this padigam. It's a very beautiful one. Okay. Now, the glory of a mother, that's one of the two things that comes across very beautifully in this padigam. And oftentimes, we don't realize the glory of a mother, or for that matter, even the glory of a father, until after that person is gone, right? Now, so I thought it would be good to illustrate the glory of a mother. So there is this ritual. Some people who go to Gaya and perform a shraddam for their mother. So when they do that Gaya shraddam for their mother, they chant 16 mantras, which try to bring out the glory of a mother. And every time they chant a mantra, they offer a pindam of rice to that mother, to the deceased mother. And some of those mantras are very beautiful. So I've just taken a few from that, a very small selection from those 16 mantras, and you can see how beautiful they are. And these are just about our mothers, regardless of the fact that the children of these mothers are just ordinary mortals. And it's kind of a late acknowledgement after she's already gone of her glory. So they said, let me just try to give you some of the examples. Okay, so for example, it says here, Garbhasya udgamane dugam Vishame Bhumi Vadmani. So it says here, she suffered walking up and down while carrying me in her womb. அவள் நான் குழந்தையாக அவள் வயிற்றில் இருக்கும் பொழுது அவள் என்னை வயிற்றில் தாங்கிக் கொண்டே மேடும் பள்ளமும் பார்க்காமல் நடந்து போனாளே, என்னை தாங்கிக் கொண்டு. அது எவ்வளவு கஷ்டமாக இருந்திருக்கும் அவளுக்கு அந்த சிரமம் கொடுத்ததுக்கு பரிகாரமாக இந்த பிண்டத்தை அளிக்கிறேன். So you give offer, the son offers a pindam, and at that point he recalls with gratitude. Unfortunately, of course, the mantras are not often translated to the people chanting them. So the sons who chant these mantras may not know how glorious these mantras are, what they are really thanking their mothers for. So she suffered walking up and down while carrying me in her womb. To atone for that sin, I offer her this pindam, it says. And then it's another one says, Masi Masi Krutam Kashtam Vedana Prasave Tatha. So month after month, so Masi Masi Krutam Kashtam, month after month during pregnancy, she suffered pain on my account. Vedana Prasave Tatha. So even during prasavam, she suffered incredible pain. So they say that prasavam is kind of like a camel going through the eye of a needle, So it's such an incredible pain that it is, and I was the cause of that pain. And அவ்வளவு கஷ்டம் வலி அவளுக்கு கொடுத்தேனே, அந்த வலிக்கு பரிகாரமாக நான் உனக்கு இந்த பிண்டம் அளிக்கிறேன். Isn't that very beautiful? Like I said, I wish we all know the meaning of the mantras that we chant sometimes. There's a third one here. Padhyam prajayate putro jananyah parivedanam. So while in her womb, I kicked her and caused her pain. ஒரு தாயாரின் காலில் விழுந்து அவளை நமஸ்கரிக்க வேண்டிய ஒரு பையன், அவன் தன் கால்களால் அவளை உதைப்பது சரியா? அது பாவம் இல்லையா? அந்த பாவத்தை நான் பண்ணினேனே சிறு குழந்தையாக அவள் வயிற்றில் இருக்கும் பொழுது. அது எவ்வளவு பெரிய பாவம்! அந்த பாவத்துக்கு பரிகாரமாக இந்த பிண்டத்தை அளிக்கிறேன். Padhyam prajayate putro jananya parivedanam. It's very beautiful. And then pibecha katu dravayani kvathani vividani cha. So in pregnancy, she took bitter medicine so that I would be disease-free. There are times when a child is sick, but if a child is breastfeeding, then you try to give medication through that breast milk, essentially, which means that the mother has to take that medication, which is really intended for the child, and then that medication would go to the child through the breast milk. So you see that all those bitter medicines that the child should have been taking, is being taken by the mother. So in pregnancy, she took bitter medicine so that I would be disease-free. What a great sacrifice that is. எவ்வளவு பெரிய தியாகம் அது. அம்மா, அந்த தியாகத்துக்காக வேண்டி நான் உனக்கு இந்த பிண்டம் அளிக்கிறேன். It's very beautiful. And then, so it says here, ratro mutra purushabhyam klinna syanmatru garbhada. So at night, as a child, I soiled her clothing with urine and stool to atone for that sin. I offer her this. And then it goes on like this. So whenever I was sick, she suffered from anguish and worry on my account. Of course, that is true, right? So every time we suffer, our mothers and our fathers would have suffered probably twice as much as we did with anxiety, right? So for that anxiety, for all the anxiety that I gave you when I was suffering, I do this parigaram by offering you this pindam, it says, to make up for all the pain I've caused her as her child. Like all good children do, I offer her this pindam. And then for me to grow, she suffered without food for herself on my account. To atone for that sin, I offer her this pindam, etc. But my point is really not to bring the Gaya Shraddham into the picture, but the idea is the mother's glory is captured very beautifully in mantras, which unfortunately we recite after she is gone. And how nice it would be if we all recognize our mothers and fathers while they are alive, and so that we can convey our appreciation for all the things that they have done for us. But so going back to the pAsuram, so that mother's glory, the love that she has for that child, all the sufferings that she was ready to do for that child, all that she has done for the child, those things are captured very beautifully in this Ambulik padigam that we have gone through. Okay, so I will pass in as a final note. I will offer my own obeisance to periyAzhvAr. So, like I said, there are with 2 poems that I wrote, but they capture essentially the 2 ideas that I've talked about. One is that it brings out the glory of a mother in general, and secondly, it brings out the glory of having Krishna as a child. So there are 2 poems here. One is it's a salutation to periyAzhvAr for Yashoda Bhavam in general, and then there's the other one which is specifically with regard to this Ambulik Parvam, right? So that the meaning of the poems that I wrote are like this. So the first part is about a mother's love for any child. So that's brought out very beautifully. So does a mother's love have any equal in this world? Of course, that's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. And so that has been beautifully brought out. And the second one is, and if the cowherd himself is a child, that is, if little Krishna himself is a child, that's a second layer of beauty to it. Is there a limit to one's delight? So these are the 2 things that Yashoda Bhavam brings out beautifully. So I think of them as honey and kalkandu, teen and kalkandu. So what I'm saying in this poem is that you, periyAzhvAr, you have mixed this teen of mother's love with the kalkandu, or the rock candy of Krishna being the child, and you have served it in a totally non-satiating way. You mix 2 sweets, and it ought to be satiating, but it's not. You keep wanting more and more. So that's in a non-satiating way. You've done that. I praise you sky high. Won't you bless me, oh doshaless one, referring to periyAzhvAr. Okay. So again, the poem is in a Venba form. Venba form is a 4-line thing. The first line, the second line rhyme, third and fourth rhyme. And also in the second line, the word following the hyphen rhymes with the first 2 lines here. Okay. So Tayanbuk Yanayundo Taraniyo, does a mother's love have any equal in this world? Magirvukku Ayavane Kuraviyanil Alavundo, Ayavane Kurandaya, Ayavan refers to Krishna, Ayar Kulathil Pirandavan, Avane Kurandayaga irundal Magirvukku Alavundo, Tuyavare, O pure one, O blemishless one, O doshaless one, Thenudane Kalkandai Tevittamal Adithire, you mixed Then and Kalkandu and Tevittamal in a non-satiating way, Adithire, you gave us that. Vanuyara Pugarhindrain Vartiro, I am praising you sky high, please bless me, won't you bless me? Okay, so that's about Yashoda Bhavam in general. And this one is specifically about this Ambuli Paruvam Padigam that we have just read. So here what I'm trying to say is that the moon, so Krishna, he created the moon. Of course, Emperor created everything. He created the whole universe. So the moon that he himself had created, he called to play. So as little Krishna, he did that. And then the mother who had done great penance, remember, Ennatavam Shaidana Yashoda. So that Ennatavam Shaidana, she must have done tremendous amount of penance. So then the mother, so it's appropriate to refer to her as the mother who had done great penance. And the mother who had done great penance to beget him, she saw that. She saw a child calling out to the moon. And in a very absorbing, very interesting way, in a very engaging way, she pleaded with him first, but the moon scorned her. And then she erupted, such that he feared for his life with all the threats that he made. And that's beautiful. So that the gradual escalation that she did until she made him fear for his life by saying he will throw the chakra at you, etc. It's a very beautiful development. And that's so beautiful. And I take refuge at the feet of that Arvar who wrote this. Okay, so it goes again. This also is an Avanva form. Avan padaitha ambuliyai avanedan araithida. This Avan refers to Emperor Krishna. Avan padaitha ambuliyai avanedan araithida. The moon that he himself had created, he called to play. Ma tavam seida tayum avar tan kande. Then the mother who had done great penance to beget him, she saw that. Suvayudane, and in a very absorbing, engaging way, Kenjinal avan minjinan avan anjave aval punginal. Kenjinal, that is, she pleaded. Avan minjinan. Remember, there's an expression in Tamil, Nama Kenjina avan minjuan, Nama minjina avan kenjuan. That's exactly the phrase that I've used here. Aval Kenjinal avan minjinan. So Kenjinal avan minjinan. So when she pleaded, he scorned her. Kenjinal avan minjinan. And then what happened? Avan anjave aval punginal. She erupted in a manner that made him fear for his life. Kenjinal avan minjinan avan anjave aval punginal. Tanjame of Adhvarin Talinayal. In the Adhvar's two Tiruvadis, the holy feet, Tanjame, I take refuge. Okay, so that's my salutation to periyAzhvAr for this padigam that he has written. periyAzhvAr Tiruvadile Sharanam. So we will complete our study of this padigam by chanting the 10 pasurams. So let me go back to the first pasuram. We will chant all the 10 pasurams together. Trying to go to slide number 15. Okay, so we will chant the whole thing together. You will chant with me. The first pasuram and the last pasuram will be chanted twice. It's also indicated by this R or repeat sign here. Okay, so let's go. One moment, I think let me get my shruti going again so that I will not be at a higher pitch or a lower pitch than what I want. Tanmugattu chutti தூங்கத் தவழ்ந்து போய் பொன்முகக் கிண்கிணி ஆர்ப்ப பொழுதி அலைகின்றான் என் மகன் கோவிந்தன் கூத்தினை இளமாமதி நின்முகம் கண்ணுள ஆகில் நீ இங்கே நோக்கிப் போ தன்முகத்துச் சுட்டி தூங்கத் தவழ்ந்து போய் பொன்முகக் கிண்கிணி ஆர்ப்ப புழுதி அலைகின்றான் என் மகன் கோவிந்தன் கூத்தினை இளமாமதி நின்முகம் கண்ணுளவாகில் நீ இங்கே நோக்கிப் போ என் சிறு குட்டன் எனக்கோர் இன்னமுதெம்பிரான் தன் சிறு கைகளால் காட்டி காட்டி அழைக்கின்றான் அஞ்சன வண்ணனோடு ஆடலாட உறுதியேல் மஞ்சில் மறையாதே மாமதி மகிழ்ந்தோடிவா சுற்றும் ஒளிவட்டம் சூழ்ந்து ஜோதி பரந்தெங்கும் எத்தனை செய்யினும் என் மகன் முகம் நேரவாய் வித்தகன் வேங்கடவாணன் உன்னை விழிக்கின்ற கைத்தலம் நோவாமே அம்புலி கடிதோடிவா சக்கர கையன் தடங்கண்ணால் மலர விழித்து ஒக்கலை மேலிருந்து உன்னையே சுட்டி காட்டும் காண் தக்கதரிதியேல் தந்திராச்சலம் செய்யாதே மக்கட்பெறாத மலட நல்ல இயல்வா கண்டாய் அழகிய வாயில் அமுத ஊரல் தெளிவுரா மழலை முற்றாத இளம் சொல்லால் உன்னை கூவுகின்றான் குழகன் சிறீதரன் கூவக் கூவனி போதியேல் புழையிலாகாதே நின் செவி புகர் மாமதி தண்டொடு சக்கரம் சார்கமேந்தும் தடக்கையன் கண்துயில் கொள்ள கருதி கொட்டாவி கொள்கின்றான் உண்ட முலைப்பாலரா கண்டாய் உறங்காவிடில் விண்டனில் மன்னிய மாமதி விரைந்தோடிவா பாலகன் என்று பரிபவம் செய்யேல் பண்டொரு நாள் ஆலின் நிலை வளர்ந்த சிறு கண்ணவனிவன் மேலழப்பாய்ந்து பிடித்து கொள்ளும் வெகுளுமேல் மாலை மதியாதே மாமதி மகிழ்ந்தோடிவா சிறியனென்றன் இளம் சிங்கத்தை இகழேல் கண்டாய் சிறுமையின் வார்த்தையை மாவலியிடைச் சென்று கேள் சிறுமை பிழை கொள்ளில் நீயும் உன் தேவைக்குரியை காண் நிறைமதி நெடுமால் விரைந்துன்னை கூவுகின்றான் தாழியில் வெண்ணெய் தடங்கை ஆற விழுங்கிய பேழை வயிற்றம்பிரான் கண்டாய் உன்னை கூவுகின்றான் ஆழி கொண்டுன்னை எரியும் ஐயுறவில்லை காண் வாழ உறுதியேல் மாமதி மகிழ்ந்தோடிவா மைத்தடம் கண்ணி யசோதை தன் மகனுக்கு இவையொத்தன சொல்லி உரைத்த மாற்றம் ஒளிவுத்தோர் வித்தகன் விட்டு சித்தன் விரித்த தமிழிவை எத்தனையும் சொல்ல வல்லவர்க்கு இடரில்லையே மைத்தடங்கண்ணி யசோதை தன் மகனுக்கு இவையொத்தன சொல்லி உரைத்த மாற்றம் ஒளிவுத்தோர் வித்தகன் விட்டு சித்தன் விரித்த தமிழிவை எத்தனையும் சொல்ல வல்லவர்க்கு இடர் இல்லையே. So, Sri periyAzhvAr Tiruvadigalai Saranam. I hope it was very satisfying for you to chant this whole, all the 10 pasurams together. So now we are ready to go to the Charama Slokam and conclude this section of today's class. Need to get to slide number 70. Okay, you can chant along with me. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchah mangalam kosalendraya mahaniya gunabdhaye chakravarti tanujaya sarvabhaumaya mangalam. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.